Hello flower friends, welcome to the video for your May Curbside Kit pickup. I am so excited that you chose to take the last Curbside Kit for this year. Hopefully, as COVID improves and more vaccinations get out there, we will be able to continue into the winter months with in-person classes. Starting in June, we will be back out at Redwood Roots Farm once a month, and I wanted to give you a little sneak peek for the base that we're going to use for June, so that you can have a little inside scoop if you're watching this video. It's a really cute bubble glass with like a wire cage. It's actually really heavy and really substantial and nice. I think this has really fun farmhouse kind of industrial vibes. I really like this. It looks really good with dahlias, and so we're praying for dahlias, for those to be in bloom by the time we go out in June to pick our own. It's going to be a you pick night, and it's going to be so much fun to be back together again. And then hopefully after the farm season is over, hopefully we're able to just have in-person classes moving forward. So let's get started with the kit instructions. Since this is the last one, we're going to have a few techniques that I'm going to share with you that will help when you have a few stems, but you don't, maybe you want to put them in a bigger container. And so what we're going to do is we're going to start off with the vessel. This is a beautiful, fun, cheerful bubble glass, yellow bubble glass, and it has kind of a big opening. It's a shorter container, but it has a larger opening. And so what I've done is I've essentially taped off with Scotch tape a tic-tac-toe grid with 2 going one direction and 3 going the other. That it's a little wider than normal. Normally your normal standard tic-tac-toe board shape is going to work really good for something wider, but this one I added in that extra row. I think that you can see that there. Okay, so the other thing that we're going to use for the first time ever in a kit is a bow. And there's going to be a separate video link for the bow because I don't want to waste time in this video if you already know how to make a bow. Or you can go out to YouTube and you can Google how to make a wire ribbon bow and get so many options that if you don't like this style, no hard feelings. But in your kit, you're going to receive a piece of ribbon. I've already made the bow. There's going to be a separate video for how to make the bow if you want to make the bow. This is the one that I chose for the kit. You can choose whichever bow you want, but this one has a lot of volume, and there's a reason why. So, and then on the card holder, I chose to use the piece of wire to wire the bow onto this, and this is going to sit ultimately in the front of our floral arrangement and takes up a lot of space in the container. So visually that gives you a big fill for a little bang. So you can work in ribbons and really save yourself some money on your stems because they take up a lot of space, and then it shows off your other stems better. You also have, so if you wanted to use this for pastoral care, use this as a card holder, wire your bow onto your floral pick, and then just break it off at the right length. Or you can save this for use some other time if you don't want to make something to go into this. I know some of you have a cricket, and so that's why I wanted to include one. So you have the wire, a little bit of wire, the ribbon, this. You choose how you want to go on the ribbon, but again, I just wired that ribbon onto the card holder for this particular arrangement. And I also broke off the pointy end because I feel like it's not as tippy when you put it in if it doesn't have the point on it. Also, you have some really fun, cute, these just remind me of bees and bumblebees, and I think it's just so fun. Your ribbon has bees on it, which I think is just cheerful and fun for spring. These are called billy balls. I like a mixture sometimes of artificial with real. They make a nice cheap pop of color. They never go out. They never die. I'm a little fussy on the quality versus the cuteness factor, but these pass muster for me. So I think that you will enjoy them as well. And then you're going to have some greenery. You're going to have one little accent of white hypericum berry. You're going to have beautiful calla lilies, which we've never had before. They're tremendously expensive per stem, and so that is one of the reasons why we're going to use a big bow, because the mini calla lilies are an expensive stem. The kit costs $20, and so we have to have big bang elsewhere in order to pull off something like calla lilies. But we've never done it before, and they don't grow out at the farm, and they just happen to have them out at Sun Valley, and I thought, let's do it this time. And then you also have some bear grass, which we've never used before, and I'm going to show you a trick with your bear grass to essentially like double the amount that you have received. You received half of one bunch of it, but you can double that and get a lot more fill bang. But really, you're going to want to do a tic-tac-toe with some Scotch tape. You're going to need wire cutters. You're going to just need regular shears. I also wanted to highlight, a while back I posted about Cute Farms fresh cut flower plant food. So far I've been very happy with this. It is crystal clear, so when you use your clear containers, so far I have noticed longer lasting bouquets with this combined with the spray that we've talked about several times. And so I think for the price point, I think you're going to enjoy it. You just put 3 to 5 pumps directly into your vase and fill it up with water. That feeds the flowers and kind of prolongs their life. So far, I am happy with this. I don't like the bags that come in the floral things that you get at the grocery store. They never quite dissolve real right, you know. And so this is like a liquid and it's clear. I'm pleased for its price point. So let's get started. One of the things that you're going to want to do is bear in mind where you're going to place your bow. So like I said, your bow is going to be at the front of your container and it's going to go in once your flowers are arranged, and it's going to take up a huge amount of space. So what we're basically doing is we're building to the back, right? Because that's going to sit in there and it's never going to go bad, so it's going to fill. So one of the things that you're going to have 5 pieces of your greenery, and so when you orient it away from yourself, you can put go in at an angle and cross them over like this, clean them up, strip off petals down to like basically the vase line. This isn't a tall arrangement. If you're going tall on this one, you're not going to have enough. You may want to pick a different container, put something else in this one this time. But you can go ahead and do 2 rows of your greenery towards the back, and you can go with one straight down the center. Now, as you can see, that already kind of, you're going to have an opening in the front, but remember your bow is going to be here, so don't stress about that. You are going to have something that kind of looks a little like this, right? And those stems are going to kind of cross over each other and create like a little nest in there. And have no fear, it's going to start to fill up. Your bear grass. Now, go like this on a table and get it all scooched down, right? And then what you're going to do is just trim a little off, like just a tiny, like a 1/4 of an inch, no more, off the bottom, so that it has like a fresh cut that it can drink from. And then kind of assess the length and bend it over so that you're kind of making and hold it in your hand, or else they'll go flying. And go ahead and just kind of cut on a point. It makes a prettier end if it has like a little diagonal slice. This stuff is going to be very long lasting. Go ahead and place in just set that down. I know it's a lot to hold and it's a lot to, kind of manage. But now you're going to have all these individual little pieces, right? And so what I want you to do is I want you to kind of put a little bit of them, and they're kind of already the right height, just as it happens to be. I kind of want you to just put a few little pieces into each one of those, basically the tic-tac-toe opening spaces. You're just kind of like filling in so that you have a little bit more like green coverage, essentially. Go ahead and put a good amount, use the bottom half towards the back and in the center where you're going to have more coverage. And then go ahead and take your other bits with the natural, like more spindly end. And don't forget to twist your arrangement around, but just take bits of this and kind of push it into your tic-tac-toe board. You kind of have to finesse it, because they're individual little pieces, but they're kind of fun. They're kind of whimsical. Like put a few towards the back. Basically, you're just filling in that tic-tac-toe kind of area. And that really goes a long ways towards adding good coverage. And so you may have a few pieces, like a little haircut. If one's a little wild, you can just snip them off. No big deal. Okay, so now you've kind of greened in your arrangement and you're probably feeling a little less stressed about the general because you probably were thinking to yourself, this is enough to make anything, Jennifer. I don't understand where we're going with this. But now, as you can see, you kind of only am starting to see the tape. Again, your bow's going to be in the front. It's going to cover over that tape. And you've got pretty good coverage. Now, I'm going to choose to put my Hypericum berry, peel off any leaves that don't look amazing on it. Sometimes at this time of the year, it has like some burnt spots or some spots that aren't the prettiest. I'm going to put that in the center. I kind of want that front and center on my arrangement. And now if it helps you to go ahead and visualize, you can go ahead and place your bow. It might be a little wiggly at first. That's okay. It just kind of helps you to visualize like where you're going with this, and it helps you to see where to place your flowers, because if you put this in afterwards, you might crush one of your flowers. So go ahead and stick that into the front, the one that's left open with nothing in it, and then just nestle that down in there. And now, as you can see, you may have to finesse your bow after you're finished, but even if this were all you did, there, that's pretty cute. But wait, we have flowers and we have the cute lily balls. So, let's see if I can work backwards. That'll be a fun challenge. I would go in with your lily balls here, and let's just kind of space those around cute. If you're going to put this in the center of a table, put one in the back. If you're going to put it up against like a wall in the hallway or something, then you're going to need to design to what your space is, essentially. And so I am going to put mine up against a wall. So that's the arrangement that I'm making. I'm going to design to that. And so I just sort of like space those in. I think they're like a fun little cheerful pop of color. And now we can come in with our very beautiful, delicate calla lilies. So, you may have multicolored bunch, or you may have solid yellow bunch. They only had so many bunches of yellow in our color palette, but this colorway has quite a lot of yellow to it. So some of you got some of these, and some of you got all yellow. And so you can just, the stems aren't going to need much trimming, but like a little more than an inch, I would say, coming off. And then you can just, you may have to hold it like so that it doesn't snap or break. You can kind of hold it like a pencil if you need to like wiggle it into your base there. And then calla lilies have kind of the principle of this point. So like this is directional, right? Like as a design principle, this is moving up and out and usually to this cute little point. And so I kind of like to orient calla lilies. They're kind of hard to make a bouquet out of, but I really enjoy orienting them like spraying away from the arrangement, if that helps any. You can, once you get them placed in, you can give them a little twist to facilitate that. So, once you get it in there. And this is a method where we are placing flowers into the vase instead of building a bouquet like we have in the past. We've kind of practiced all the different styles. I like to make sure that you all have a broad range of things that you have tried in my classes with my kits. My computer's going to go to sleep. And then there's 5 of them, so you should have 5 calla lilies to place. And you can kind of strategically pop those in. They might kind of be obstinate and not want to orient themselves out, radiating out of the arrangement. That's okay. They have a mind of their own. You let them do their thing. That's fine too. All right. And so that's it for this one. I'm going to turn it around. If you've crushed your bow, you may need to go back in and kind of like tweak your bow a little bit. But here is a very sunny, sunshiny, springy, summery arrangement. I'll bring it a little closer so that you can see. All right, so there's my finished product. Isn't that fun? Very cheerful. This would be a very pretty get well if you know someone who is recovering maybe, or just needs a little extra cheer this week, you may choose to use that as pastoral care. Go ahead and just stick your card in the arrangement in that little plastic pick. And until I get to see you guys in June out of the field, I hope that you are well. If you have any questions, just post them in the comments below and I'll be happy to help. And again, watch for that bow tutorial link that'll be posted separately. So until next time, I will see you guys soon, and bye for now.